Hi, it's Carol. Um, I'm back. I'm alive. I've been through uh, 3 weeks of some of the most difficult stuff of my life. Um, but if I can do it, you can do it is no joke. Um, I I bet there's a lot of people that don't expect to see me like this. There are moments where the pain is bad, but I'm feeling strong. I'm eating. I'm drinking. I'm taking my vitamins. So basically what happened was I had my abdominal surgery. And then what happened is I was in excruciating pain because I was labeled a drug addict and alcoholic through my managed care. So they did that. That's a lie. It's not true. Um, it was a misunderstanding based upon how I metabolize things differently because of my gastric bypass. So, being that this world is going opiate crazy, they decided that that's what I was, and thus they gave me Tylenol after my surgery, which pretty much is inhuman. And I ended up in the hospital again and again and again due to the pain overtaking me. And I got to tell you, I'm a tough cookie, but there was times that this pain has been too much. So I had, after my surgery, I had a car accident 6 days later. And after that, I was back in the emergency room because I didn't eat, because when you're in that much pain, you can't even remember to eat. So I was losing a lot of weight, and they kept taking me in for fluids, pain meds. But since I'm a drug addict, or according to them, they would send me home with Tylenol, which I don't care. I don't want any opiates, by the way. I'm not on any opiates. But the point is, they labeled me based on this this new problem that the United States has, where people with chronic pain cannot get help. And the doctor's hands are tied. And I'm pissed because I've been through about 8 straight weeks of the worst pain of my life. And the doctors couldn't do anything. And then once they labeled me, then there was just nothing they could do because it's a federal law. Hey, I get it. I'm an addiction specialist. This is what I do. I have 35 years background in 12-step. So for this to happen to me was kind of funny in a way, because I would look at the doctors and say, can you see me? Can you see me? Because you're missing the person. You're seeing a number because it's managed care. And if I'm going through this, and I am one of the toughest fighters I know, what happens to all those people that are suffering out there, that are having chronic pain, that the doctor's hands are tied? So after I was in the emergency room many times, then I got a really bad virus, and I was very, very sick. I guess I had low blood pressure. I didn't know. And I had a really high fever, and I was in a lot of pain because I hadn't had any medication in so long that I was kind of crazy. I mean, I wasn't crazy, but you feel that way when you've got that much pain. And I don't know if any of you guys that are on have gone through that kind of pain, but you're not yourself. You're just trying to, it's like primal, trying to survive. So as I had all that virus problem, I was coming home and in great pain, and I walked up 4 of my stairs, and I guess my blood pressure dived, and I fell on my surgical site where I had taken out my 13 staples myself. Long story. I mean, nobody can make this stuff up. Nobody can. This is real life. My friends have been there for me, taken me back and forth to the hospitals, And I've got friends that are sending me reminders to drink, to eat, to take my vitamins in the morning, just reminding me all of the things I need to do. So I fell, hit my stomach, and then fell down on the ground and hit the floor with my head as hard as possible. I remember thinking to myself in slow motion, am I, like, I got to pay attention, because as a clinician, I understand brain trauma ain't no joke. So I'm thinking to myself, even though I'm like in midst of this, I'm thinking, pay attention to whether you black out. Pay attention. And I'm thinking to myself, well, if I can think I'm paying attention, if I can think those words, then I must not be blacking out. So I'm hopefully, well, based on how I'm healing, I would say I didn't. I'm doing so much better. I'm still weak. I think it's going to take a little time for me to have the strength, but mostly just the pain is left. The virus, once that went away, helped. So I stopped taking medication for that, I don't know, 5-6 days ago. So that was gone. And they were worried I had sepsis from from falling and hitting my stomach. And, they didn't do a MRI or a CAT scan or anything. I was at ER for 12 hours, and it was so backed up that they didn't take me back for 6 hours, even though I had a bad concussion. So the dizziness is gone. Yay. Headache comes and goes. And the my stomach, the abdominal surgery, it's been 4 weeks out. And hi, Guy. And the 4 weeks out, I'm in a lot of pain. So there is concern that I really did re-injure it when I fell down the stairs on my stomach. And I'm sure that's the case. Also, I was in a car accident. Also, it's just hard to say. I mean, my friends came and gathered around me, and people didn't leave me for a few days, and then I was alone. And that alone time was the best thing that I could have had. And you might think, where's all her friends? Where's her family? I couldn't say exactly where everybody was, but I know I was supposed to be alone. And during that time, I spent learning, understanding what really happened to me. And I started a group of people that are doing prayers or thoughts, or however your idea is fine. I started sending them an email every day about what had been going on with me the last 8 weeks. And that became so far 35 pages of a book. And there's 2 books that I am going to be writing out of this. I've learned a lot. I imagine I'll be learning more. But I had to be teachable. And that means you have to be willing to learn. So the thing is, unmasking therapy is my new branding. And what I felt was that there was one area I had to unmask in my own life before I could help others with this process. So I had to get real, and I had to face some things I didn't want to face, and I did, and that was painful. But in the end, it'll make me so much stronger, and I'm already starting to feel that way little by little. Without what happened in the last 8 weeks, I wouldn't be who I am right now. So if I can do it, you can do it. Live your magnificent life. And I've added in unmasking therapy, because that is really, hi, Steph. Steph is awesome. Just awesome. So if I had to do this before I launched in, yes, I'm back. Before I launched in January at the Kauai conference, I needed to face my own demons, so to speak, and I did. And the people that are close to me know about this stuff. I wouldn't put this online only because, you know, it involves other people and that's just not respectful. But the bottom line is I'm a strong person, and this thing took me out of the game for about, for sure the last week and a half, close to 2 weeks. No, it's really been 8 weeks. Who am I kidding? I've been not myself for about 8 weeks of sheer pain. And don't let what you see fool you. I'm still dealing with the pain, but I wouldn't go on camera with you seeing that, because I want you to know that there are great moments, and this is one of them. And I'm blessed to have people all around the world checking on me, and to have a calling to make a difference in the world, to teach you all how, if I could do it, you could do it. Live your magnificent life and unmask whatever needs to be unmasked. This has been the strongest, hardest battle of my life. And I'm too stubborn to go down. So, you know, look at my office. It's beautiful. I'm using my brand new computer that is still needs a lot of setting up, but is a friggin' Maserati. And I'm getting offers constantly, daily, sometimes 2 or 3 in a day. And these are opportunities. Thank you, Steph. These are opportunities for me to make the difference that I want to make. I don't care about the money. It's about how can I make a difference in the most amount of lives while I'm alive. And I didn't think I was actually going to make it through this. There was a time on one of these days I honestly thought I was not going to make it. But look at me now. You know, you can't give up. You can. Well, actually, you can. I won't. But you could choose not to give up. And I've been through a lot in my life. Anybody who knows me knows I've been through a lot in my life. Many of those things from choice, many of the choices I made have been to the detriment of myself. And some of these things just happened. And whether they were my choices or I was a victim, like, you know, I was sitting in a parking lot doing nothing and somebody hits my car, or, you know, I get so sick I fall down the stairs, or, you know, something like that. I just don't want to own victimhood, because that makes me weak, and I want to be empowered. And I want you to be empowered. And this is my calling. And I'm very, very clear on this now. And if I can help you, go to carolatkinson.com. I don't know what you'll find. You know, we got a lot of videos and a lot of things. We're launching the immigration online course soon. Giving myself enough time to complete healing. I've handled what I needed to at the office, and I put it back a bit on the online course. Probably be within, I don't know, maybe by next week, maybe by this week. I'm just waiting for my editor to look at my workbooks, and then my business manager, Joe, to have time to do my opt-in. There's my doggie. Do my opt-in, and Joe is also moving her office. So I moved 8 weeks ago, and now she's moving as we speak. At least she was last I talked to her. And that's Duchess back there. She's just a doll. And she's been by my side through this whole thing. So once Joe and I have figured all that out, then it's going to get launched. And I thank you that you even watched these. I mean, I don't know. I've felt so supported and never felt so loved in my life. And I just want you to know that if I can do it, you can do it. Has been no joke in the last 8 weeks. Never was. It never was. Because I've gotten through. And I do want you to live your magnificent life. And I am. It's just been a battle to get back to it through this process. I've lost some friends. There's been shifting in my life. And it needed to happen for me to recognize that I was allowing things that in my life that weren't healthy. And I had to admit that. And being honest about that is not easy. So with that said, I hope that this inspires you, that you know that if I can do it, and my little baby back there, Duchess, you can. Because I am nobody special. I am just a person that is tenacious and doesn't give up. And that's it. That's all I have to say. And I'm really grateful that I'm alive and I can continue the work that I'm planning on doing. I want to go around the world and I want to make a difference around the world. So you have a great day. I intend on doing that. My life circles around eating, drinking, and a tiny little bit of work, very little, because I'm resting a lot. But I know who I am and what's going on. And so I thank you for all that you have supported me with. Have a wonderful day. Signing off.